All right, so let's start the session. And now maybe we can for a while stop playing with the reactions. Hello, everyone. A warm welcome to all of you to this online platform training on Springer Nature link and nature.com following the ONOS deal in India. My name is Alpna Sagwal, and I'm responsible for handling customer engagement activities for India. I'm really thrilled to see the response I got from you all for this training. And that's why I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to ONOS administration for their support, to our entire librarian community for the heartfelt and warm support they extended to us in promoting this training, and to our internal salespeople and editorial colleagues for really leveraging on the networks to spread the word. Thank you so much, all of you. The collective efforts of you all have made this event today possible, and we are together here on this platform today. I'm joined by Vikash Kumar. He is the Director, Central Asia at Springer Nature, Director Sales, I should say. He's the money man actually at Springer Nature. And thank you so much, Vikash. I know how busy you are. Thank you for accepting our request for joining the session and actually motivating our attendees today. Vikash will be delivering the keynote in a while. I'm also joined by Neeraj, my colleague based in Pune. He is supporting me at the back end with chat and Q&A, all of it. So thank you, Neeraj, again for all your help that you've done. And also in the training, we have our amazing sales colleagues who are associated and joined in this training, and they're also part of us. Thank you, all of you. All right, so before I begin, maybe let's just set some housekeeping rules. That is the norm of everyday online sessions. So everybody is on mute by default. That's the Zoom settings. But you have a Q&A section wherein you can put your questions that you have. We have kept very good dedicated time at the end to take up your questions. Having said that, Neeraj is on the Q&A. He's sitting on a box actually, and he will try to answer as much as your questions as we can. And as I keep saying in all the sessions, no question is stupid question, even the answers can be. So please do not hesitate, even if you feel that this question is not really a good question, please do pour in your questions. We would like to take them. And even if we don't have an answer, we will try to get an answer for you. We are recording this session, but that doesn't mean that you close the window and just log off. Please stay with us till the end so that you enjoy the live session. We will be sending the recording to you in the next 2-3 days, along with your certificate of participation. And last but not the least, we have a feedback form which we have put up for you. Whenever you end the webinar, you close the browser, you will get a form on your window. If you are not able to do it today, it will just take 1 or 2 minutes. When you get a mail for the recording, that mail will also have the link to provide feedback. At Springer Nature, we really take feedbacks very seriously. It's my humble request to do let us know how you felt about this overall experience of training, what more we can do for you, what are the challenges you're facing. These kind of questions are there in the feedback. So thank you so much. And as they say, let the games begin. So I will start my session with a poll, which I would like to ask all of you. Now, before I launch it, I want to take a vouch from you that you will not Google the answer. You will directly answer it on the poll. So this is the question, and let me quickly launch it. All right, you can see, I think you can see on the screen. Neeraj, can you see the poll coming?
Yeah, it's coming.
Yes.
All right, great. So we'll just give you 10 seconds, not more. So what is the full form of ONOS? And thank you so much for already, I'm getting so many responses. Okay, I will keep it another. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you really for the kind of speed I'm seeing in you all answering this. So I will end this now and let me share the results. So very interesting results I've got. So can you see the results, Neeraj, Vikash, on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so 26% of you are saying one nation, one subscription, which is the right answer. Then there are 10% which says one network, one solution. And I apologize, for making these smart choices. I will not say that I used the AI to get these answers. I will not say that, but yes, I did. One nation, one subscription. So many of you have said one nation, open subscription. So see, that is not the correct answer. One nation, one subscription is the correct answer. So thank you. It was, I think, a fun exercise. Maybe I can just close this poll window. And so this is the correct answer. One nation, one subscription. Launched by the Government of India, ONOS aims to provide nationwide access to high-impact journals and articles. And, this is a big leap taken by our government, to make the quality content accessible to you all. So this scheme, as I say, if you see my next slide, it says, it offers a new vision for expanding the research horizons in India. And, this will make India, this is a step towards making India a global leader in terms of research and innovation. How? By providing quality content to all students, scholars, faculty members, or you all will get to know the latest developments happening in your research area. What more can a researcher ask for, right? So you have all these at the back of your hand. You don't really need to ask for any ask for any PDFs, or you don't need to really worry about getting locks in the platforms. So everything is open for you. And Springer Nature publications provide an impetus for this scheme and aim to bridge the knowledge gap. And we at Springer Nature are committed in supporting this initiative by means of, obviously our content is there, which I will talk about today, but we also want to spread the word as much as possible. We want to really handhold you in this journey. Hence, this is just the first step today we have taken in this direction, and we will be conducting multiple sessions of this kind. Plus, we have an amazing sales team who will be coming and visiting you in person so that, all your queries are solved. So we are there with you in this journey, but, the onus lies on you to make the most use of this amazing development that has happened in the country. Now, the agenda says, as I mentioned, Vikash will deliver the keynote address. And then we will come on to the platforms and talk a little bit about ONOS. I will share, how you can register, though everything is on the website. Then we will take the live platform demo. See, the platform is not a rocket science. We publishers are reputed publishers. We invest a lot. There's a lot of investment which goes in developing these platforms, and hence they are very user friendly. But the trick lies in using smart tricks to search the right literature for you, which is what I would like to show you today. Like, how you can use how you can narrow down your search, how you can use the Boolean operators, how you can use the advanced search. So I'd like to give you some tricks so that you get your focused results which you can read and build on for your research. And then we have a Q&A session at the end. So enough from me for the while now, and I will now ask Vikash to take on the virtual mic and give your keynote address. Over to you, Vikash. Thank you.
Thank you, Alpna. I mean, you said almost everything, so I'll keep my talk very brief. Let me start by welcoming you all. It's an absolute privilege to welcome you all in today's user awareness training session by Springer Nature for One Nation, One Subscription initiative. Now, for me, this is an exciting new era, a new era of digital integration, I would say. And I guess it's crucial that every user is equipped with the knowledge and tools to navigate the transformative journey with ease and confidence. And as a part of it, this is one of our first initiative to ensure that as a user, you don't have any problem while accessing the content and while finding the right results at the minimum time spent on the platform. Now, before I get into the details, let me just give you a brief overview about One Nation, One Subscription, though it's a known thing now across the world. People are talking about it, but still I thought I'll share some aspect about ONOS. I was surprised to see the poll result there that still ONOS has different connotation among our user groups, which is good to know. But as Alpana rightly pointed out, it's called One Nation, One Subscription. And this model is designed to simplify and unify access to a wide range of journals, just to ensure that each researcher within a public funded institution in India, regardless of their geographical limitation, wherever they are based, can enjoy a seamless access to not just the research articles. I mean, yes, through the subscription, you get the access to, X number of articles, but you also get publisher services and much more, all under one single subscription. And that what for me is very, very crucial. As a user, I will be looking forward is, each publisher, what kind of different services do they provide? How can it help me to do my research in the most easiest manner in a day-to-day, work? Now, what we researchers have access to today is truly unprecedented in the country. I mean, this has been tried in some other parts of the world. Some small countries have been able to do it on a country level, but on this scale, with this number of institutions and this number of users, I think this is totally unprecedented. So we all are proud of this initiative which Government of India has taken. we are talking about access to almost what, 13,000 journals across 30 international prestigious publishers. Now, just for a moment, let's pause for a moment and imagine that if only 5% of these 13,000 journals are relevant to each of us, and I'm not suggesting that only a small percentage is relevant, it's just an assumption that I'm asking, and if there's some mathematician, maybe he can help me to guide here. If you just assume 5%, that still leaves us with 650 journals, unique journals. The question is, can we realistically read and utilize all those 650 journals? Further, to put it into perspective, let's say that each of these 650 journal publishers at an average publishes 20 articles a month. That's about 156,000 new articles in a year. On top of that, if you consider the access to these articles back from 1997 for most of the publisher, including Springer Nature, that gives you a staggering 4.3 million articles access. And this is just 5% of the total coverage of One Nation, One subscription. So you can imagine the massive amount of content that is available. And humanly, it is not possible to go through all these articles at any single point of time. So just imagine the sheer volume of information that we get. Now, this is why it's just important for and crucial to understand how to effectively navigate and find the most relevant results in a fraction of a second. It's not always as simple as it sounds, though in today's era, everybody knows how to do a search. But then every publisher platform will have some unique features designed to make sure that your search is more efficient. And today we are going to focus how you can make the most out of these features, especially on Springer Nature platform. Therefore, to fully realize the potential of this initiative and understanding how it works, let's try to make it very engaging session. Today's training session is all about empowering you, the users. You are the main source of the entire initiative of One Nation, One subscription. That's why it has been done. So let's try to utilize this session as in the best possible manner. I will not take any further time on this. As Alpana already pointed out, let's try to be as engaging as possible. Ask questions. Wherever you have doubts, please feel free to put your questions in chats. Whether you are new to online subscription or a seasoned user, this session will provide you with clear practical guidance on navigating the new system and maximizing its benefit. So thank you for being here today, and I encourage you to ask questions. Let's make this journey towards a digitally unified India a successful one. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Vikash. See, I told you, he's the man of numbers. He actually pointed so many numbers to you, and he's actually right. The kind of information that is available to you, it is humanly not possible to absorb and consume all of it. So we really need to make smart choices. But the good part is the Government of India initiative, all these journals are quality journals. So you really don't have to worry about what you're reading now. Gone are the days, I think, in India to worry about predatory journals, what I'm reading, is it quality or not? So thank you so much, Vikash. Really, you said a wonderful thing which says that today's session is all about empowering you. Because see, everybody can do their parts, publishers, Government of India, administration. But unless you all consume, you all use this resource, all these resources, everything is in vain. So, and this is the era of information overload, I think. There is so much of information all around us, right? And a researcher of today, we know because we meet you, we talk to you, how busy you are. And it's not just a research writing or just doing a literature review that is the best of your pains, I can say. There is so much going on in your institute. So if we can really make a little difference in your lives by training you, by hand-holding you, we'll be very happy to do it. So that's all the context of today. Let's move ahead. And let me start the training session, which I had prepared. Little slides, not much. But a little bit about ONOS first, how to access. Though we see on the platform that majority have already, registered, or because the existing consortia have moved seamlessly on ONOS, so you all are there. But still, I would like to give a little bit brief about it. First of all, please go on to the site onos.gov.in. I'm sure as librarian, you must have gone, research offices must have gone to this site because you would have registered yourself or you would have seen the access. But for users, if you have not, it is important that you also get a hang of this site, onos.gov.in. See, ultimately, when you search resources in here, you will be landed to publishers' platforms only. And you also can skip this. Once you have access, you can directly go to publishers' websites, because since the access is open to everybody, so you will really not have to worry about the access. Now, under One Nation, One subscription, there are more than 6,500 government higher education institutions, all the CFTIs, IIMs, IITs, AIMS, agriculture universities, central universities, state universities, R&D labs, all are part of this initiative, all are members, all are eligible. There are 30 global publishers, as Vikash rightly mentioned, and which are giving you full text access to 13,000 plus journals, out of which we also have a major chunk of journals which you are getting access to. The access model is both. So if you were an existing consortia already, so you know how it works. It works on an IP based, which is the in-campus when you are within your institute. So then the access is through IPs. But if you're off campus, then it is through Shibboleth or through the remote access. And here with ONOS, the remote access is done by InFed, which is a system developed by InflibNet. If you have not yet registered for off-campus, you just need to send a notification to InflibNet so they can provide you with that access, and you can create user IDs and password. When I say you here, I mean the librarian. The library community have to take an active part in this and to get this done and going so that the resources can access in campus and both off campus. The quick steps, one poll here again. So are you aware that your institution is getting access to? It's just an awareness question, whether I want to understand how many of you know, and this is more on the user side also, that you have access to the, you are, okay, this poll has already been, I'm sorry, this poll has already been answered. So you says, 81% says yes, you know, which is very good. So that's fine. And then 19% says no. Okay, so for the 19%, what you need to do is, so if you're a librarian, I'll just go to the next slide. So institutional registration is important only for the purpose of those members who were not getting access earlier as part of any consortia. So you need to do an initial registration. How you need to do it? You go to ONOS site and click on how to join. When you click on that, you will have to, the system will ask for an AISHE code, which is an All India Survey on Higher Education code. Every institute has it. If you do not have it, you can always apply it by filling a very simple form and send it to this portal, aishe.gov.in. And then after filling the registration form, an OTP will come on the librarian's email ID after verification, and the registration is completed. All these steps are written very clearly on ONOS. And if you have any doubt, there is an FAQ section also. I will show that website in a while. So this registration is only for the new members who were not getting access to any of the resources earlier, who were not part of any existing consortia, or maybe buying independently from the publishers. Now for the how to register. Now how to access, again I said, so there are two things here. So for the institution who have a static IP, and when I say this, you know what I mean, it's all the universities, the CFTIs, IIMs, ICERs, AIMS, etc. There are two types of access, as I mentioned just now. One is a campus-wide, which is the in-house, the IP-based access, which you all know how it works. The institution provides IPs and we register them at the back end. That's how it works, which is done almost for many institutions. And then we have the off-campus access, which is the remote access, and it is done by InflibNet again. So they will give you an ID piece, and you will have to notify InflibNet if you don't have a remote access. So please, this is on the shoulders of librarians to get this going so that the user has a user ID password also. Now, for the colleges which do not have a static IP address, the process is that you need to fill a form and send to the InflibNet center so that they can set up a IDP for you and you can generate user ID and password. So it works on a remote access basis, but the librarian of the colleges have to send the form, the notification to the InflibNet center. So please do that. All this information is very clearly mentioned on the ONOS site. Then third is the existing government consortia, which I mentioned. Those who were already getting access need not to do anything. They will be seamlessly moved to ONOS portal. If you have any problems in any of, doing any of these steps, there is a site, which is, there's an email ID, which is support@onos.gov.in. Please write to this ID with your name, designation, your institute name, and your contact details. They will get back to you. If you need any help from our side, from publishers, we will be sharing our email IDs at the end. So you can always write to us as well. And we have been getting many queries from you, which we are trying to solve. So this is about ONOS, how you can register. So if you have not yet, as a librarian, I'm saying, please get the access going so that your users can benefit from this initiative. And yes, this initiative is initially for 3 years, and then it might be extended. That's the phase 1 is for 3 years. That is till 2027 December. All right, so now coming on to Springer Nature, very, very briefly. I know this is the most boring part, but since I'm part of this publisher, this company, and I'm getting paid also for the marketing activities, so it lies on now my shoulders that I should really talk about. Well, jokes apart, I'm really proud of the organization I work for, and every day, internally we see what we are doing, how we are trying to advance discovery. And these are just not the words that we speak. There are so many projects going inside Springer Nature, where we just want user to have a wonderful experience with us, so that you are able to publish your science easily, seamlessly, without any hassles. So let me just take you through a little bit of who we are, and then there was a poll which I shared with you, and the correct answer, let me see, what answer did you all give for that poll? Okay, so there were, let me share the results again. So 122% says 155 years, 50% said 68 years, 11% of you says the 9 years, and 5% 183 years. So I think everybody of you Googled about it, about the how old we are as a company. So let's just have some reactions for the 9%. Who said 9 years. The correct answer is 9 years. Now you might be wondering, so this is a technically correct answer. And if I'll be very precise, we are completing a decade in May this year. So we are 9+ years, but that is Springer Nature as an umbrella brand. But Springer and Nature separately have a legacy of 183 and 155 years in publishing. Now what happened in May 2015, a merger happened between two giant publishers, I should put it actually that ways. And that's Springer Group and the Nature Macmillan, Palgrave. They all came together, both of these. And you see these imprints on the screen. All of them now were accessible under one umbrella brand, which is the Springer Nature brand. So because of this, now we are very strong in management as well as in STM, because Springer was known for STM, though Springer also had very good publications in humanities. But with Palgrave joining us, we are very strong in that forum, that is humanities. And we have been very strong with sciences, technology, medicine, and with nature journals joining us, we have become much, much stronger. So really what we have to offer to you is an amazing suite of journals, even books also, I should say, but with part of ONOS's journals, which we can offer to you because of this merger. And a little bit more about the organization, if you see. So we have an enriching history of 180 years in publishing. And this year, as I said, we are completing 10 years as Springer Nature, as the umbrella brand. And we have a strong international footprint of 1,000 employees working across 40 countries. Now, and we are working, as you see on the top, on the bottom left, we are working in 4 divisions: research, health, profession, and education. And our majority of business comes from research, which is where our journals, books, databases lies in, and which is what we are all part of. And if you see on the right-hand side, all these numbers, so I will not really go into details of these numbers, but something you can see yourself that these impressive numbers are a testimony to the fact our impact on innovation, innovative contributions, and our commitment to advancing research. And as much as I can say about the submissions, the books we publish, a very important metric here is 30% of our staff is working in the technology-enabled roles, which means how much we are spending on technology. As a publishing company, we really see very high of technology, and we believe that we need to keep investing in technology. To make, and again, as Vikash mentioned, it is all to empower our users. Okay, and this is our research portfolio. So we have this is under the research. We have journals, we have ebooks, databases, and research solutions. I'll be talking a little bit about journals today. We have journals in Springer, ADIS, Palgrave. Then in the Nature portfolio, we have academic journals, and we have Nature branded journals. And all these journals also have their archive files. In ebooks, we are the largest book publishers. We publish approximately, as you saw in the previous slide, 14,000 books a year. And we have books from Springer, Imprint, Palgrave, A-Press. There are flexible models to where that's how we sell our books to the user community, research community. There are various types of books, every book for every type of user. We have different books. Coming on to databases, these are curated databases from our resources, from our content. For example, Springer Nature experiments, it has protocols, methods, the way an experiment should be conducted so that you do not have to reiterate the entire thing. You can build from an existing protocol. Similarly, materials are some database which tells you how for example, very basic, how a particular material is behaving at this temperature, this pressure, helps you conduct your experiments and the like. And lastly, the fourth wing is the research solutions. Now, as a responsible publisher, this is an area where we feel that we need to invest more and more, because I said this message in the beginning that a researcher of today is not only really writing research, they are doing so much more. And if we can help you in your research writing journey, or maybe in the research cycle journey, cycle doesn't only include your writing part, but maybe also asking for funding, networking, preparing for an interview, preparing to present a paper, and there are so many things. So that is the reason we are coming up with new solutions, Nature Masterclasses being one of them. And we will be actively talking about Nature Masterclasses in our future sessions also, so that a researcher of today can actually benefit from it. Now, this is the entire research portfolio that we have. There is a full-fledged session, on this if we start talking about our entire portfolio. But today's focus is the journals, so I will focus on journals today. Now, the idea here of this training is to show you the platform hands-on, not hands-on, I should say live. But before that, let me just very quickly give you as to what kind of journals are you looking at. The Springer Nature, we are a trusted partner. As we say, we have world's most influential journals because nature is with us. And in Springer also, we have some very amazing journals like Journal of Material Science, which are doing very well in their particular subject areas. So if you see our portfolio on the left-hand side bottom, we have, and it's written in alphabetical order, but I will start with Springer journals. So we have Springer journals, then we have our Palgrave Macmillan journals, ARIS journals. In Nature, and we have Scientific American, which is a monthly magazine, very, very widely read in West, which talks about everything about science, really. It's an important magazine. And the good part is the access is open to you all now, to the entire India. So everybody can read about the latest developments in science as through Scientific American. And then we have nature journals, which are academic journals on nature.com, which we publish in collaboration with societies. And then we have the nature branded journals. So very quickly, allow me to take you through these journals, not really taking much of your time, but just to tell you, for Springer journals, we have 2,900 plus, which includes the Springer Open portfolio also of 230 plus journals. They're high impact journals. What I want to convey the message here is the subject areas. See, the Springer journal that you saw, 2,900 plus, they are covered. These are the areas that they cover. So today, if you are with me on the screen, you can now think about as to, okay, what is my area? Is it covered in the broader subject collection? Yes, it should be, because we are covering almost everything here. This is Springer. Coming on to ADIS. So very focused 30 journals, packages, and it also has newsletters. So this is relevant for pharmaceuticals companies, and also for people who are doing research in pharmacology. They are very clinically relevant, definitive research and the review journals. If I talk about the subject areas that they cover, it's by, for example, you can see here pharmacokinetics, pharmaceutical medicine, then dermatological disorders, clinical pharmacology. So these are certain areas which these journals cover. Then moving on from ADIS journals, we have Palgrave Macmillan. I talked about it, that this is more on the humanities, business, political science, social science, etc. Very, very reputed brand in this subject area. In humanities is Palgrave. 55 journals in this area, and you can see here the subject collections: international business, regional national politics, social theory, education. So it covers, broadly the area which our humanities people are looking at. So you now have these journals as well. So Springer journals, ARIS journals, Palgrave journals. Now coming on to Nature, we have academic journals on nature.com. So these are some subscription journal, and there are some open journals as well. So here they are cutting edge research they publish. They may not be branded as Nature, but they are equally quality relevant, and they publish high quality research. They are published with very high reputed scientific societies. Now then, after Nature academic journals, we have the Nature branded journals. We have, in Nature, we have the original research journals and review journals. And obviously, we have the Nature, the flagship title, which is a weekly journal, which is published interdisciplinary science. That is our Nature. So these are the subject areas which are covered in the nature journals: biomedical, chemistry, electronics as well, engineering, social sciences, neuroscience, behavior, medicine. We have a very good package of medicine journals related to medicine on nature. And if I take you to on the next slide, so this clearly shows the demarcation that is nature, then we have nature research, and then we have nature reviews journal. Now, Nature was founded in 1869. You know, it's a flagship journal. It has an impact factor of 50.5, and I think it's very highly celebrated journal among the scientific community across the globe. Research journals are publishing original research among nature, like Nature Medicine, Nature Food, Nature Catalysis. Then we also have reviews journals. Now, review journals are important when you really want to build your knowledge about one topic. They are written by experts. Not everybody can write a review article. So these are also very high quality journals which publishes secondary research. For example, if you want to build an understanding on a topic, so a review journal is the place for you. So this is what we have. So I talked about Springer journals, ADIS journals, Palgrave, and then the nature journals. Now the question arises, what is it that is accessible to ONOS members among Springer Nature journals, among Springer Nature journals? So I really not put a poll for this, but the answer is all Springer Nature journals. So whatever I showed to you, now here I can really expect some reactions. So whatever I showed to you, Springer journals, Palgrave, ADIS journals, Palgrave nature journals, everything is accessible to you with the back files access from 1997. So you see the kind of information that you have at the back of your hand, where you really do not have to go anywhere. You don't have to go to outside of your country where you collaborate for these articles, for these journals. You have it, everything on your device which you are studying. So thank you so much for these reactions, and let's move forward. So the platforms where these are, everything on Springer Nature link, but which I will show you to you today. But why I also brought nature.com is if you want to see a whole journal from Nature, so better to go to nature.com. But all the articles from Nature are also syndicated on Springer Nature link, which is link.springer.com. And let's now move to the platform demo. So I'm very excited. There could not be a better time for us to revamp this platform. Honestly, our global team didn't know about ONOS, especially the platform teams. But I'm so glad, that our platform is revamped now. If you compare it with our legacy platform, there's a lot which we have developed on this platform. It's very intuitive, very new, with wonderful features for our researchers, with we've taken care of the minute details for you, like the kind of, for example, if you're searching for an article, we will give you demarcation on whether you want a research article or a review article or a news article. If you're looking for collections, where you want to submit your paper, so is there a collection calling for papers? So we have a demarcation for that. So we have really given, thought of many things, and hence developed this. So this was developed last year in October, and ONOS started in January 2025. So it could not be a better time. So this is just slide to show the kind of content type options that you have, but I will show all that to you live. And new feature, which is soon coming up on our platform, is the author profile. I'm very excited for this. So it is in the making. It will make researcher a core part of our part of the discovery of our platform. So you click on one researcher and everything they publish will be displayed on the platform. So this is in the making. Very soon it will be shown on the platforms on link.springer.com as well. So let's move to the live demo, and allow me to stop sharing my screen for a while so that I can open the right screen for you. Okay. I will request Neeraj to confirm if you are seeing the ONOS site.
Yes, Anupama, I can see the site.
All right. Thank you. Okay, so this is the ONOS site. I'm sure all of you would have gone on this site. If you have not, then this is where you have to go. But what I was referring to is, so for example, here you see all these numbers, and if you want to check whether you have access, you need to click here. As a user, I'm saying you need to click here, select your state and select your institute name. You will get to know whether IP-based access is enabled. If it is a college, it will show you that you need to have a login. But it doesn't allow me because I'm not registered as any institute. So whenever I start searching from here, it doesn't allow me to do that and says that you do not have access. That's the irony. But what I wanted to show you here is that you can go and you can search for content. You can search for articles. When you click on any topic here, like let's say I did this, and I click on search, but it won't really allow me to go forward. Let me just show you how it looks like. See, you can see it says to me no ONS full text because I'm not registered as a user because I don't belong to any institution as of now. So it doesn't allow me, but you will see like this. See, it's loading on the right hand side, the publisher format area, you can filter. But ultimately, it will land you to the publisher side. But having said that, you can also go directly to the publisher side. Excuse me. So you can go to the publisher site as well and start accessing content, because if the access is live, you will be able to access content. You really do not need to go through ONOS. But if as a librarian you are facing any problem, I would suggest you please come here and see how to join. Everything is written in here. What are the steps you need to take, how to access. Again, all these two types of access, whatever needs to be done is written here. And then at the end here, you have FAQs, which talks about any problem you're facing. And here are all the manuals for you, how to register your institute in PDF format. It gives you step-by-step process of what you need to do. And there are manuals from the publishers. Our manual is here. And what I will show you today is already lying in here. And then this is how also you can download these manuals and keep it with you whenever you want to start the access, etc. So this I want to show you about ONOS. Let's move on to Springer Link. All right, so this is the platform. This is how the platform looks like. I'm excited again saying this, that the platform is completely revamped. Now, whenever you are on this, whenever you click on link.springer.com, then I request you to, you can just see here, though the access is open to everybody, but still it's better to see whether you are, it will not say that, okay, you don't have access, etc. But it will just confirm that your institute has given the IP addresses and you are under the right IP. So for those in the campus, you will see your institute name here and you will start accessing. Now, the idea of today's training is to show you how to do a keyword search, etc. But very quickly, I will take you through this page. Now, when I see here, all right, so Neeraj, once again, can you confirm, is it the link.springer screen that you're seeing?
Yes, Alpana.
Okay, my apologies. Actually, sometimes, with two screens, it becomes a little confusing at times. What is the audience seeing? Okay, so this is the home page, and here you have many topics, For example, let's say it has find a journal. This is a journal finder. Now, why is a journal finder important? Whenever we are conducting this session, honestly, many researchers have come to us asking, okay, there are so many journals available with you, 2000 plus, but how do I know that this is the right journal for me? And again, there are two aspects to it. So one is the right journal for your reading, because you have to build your literature review, you have to enhance your knowledge on that topic. And the second is that you need to know the right journal for submitting a manuscript. So you need to know the correct journal. So what our backend teams have done, they have developed a journal finder. Now, this journal finder, I will not say that, that you can just put in your title and you'll get the best of the journals, but you'll really need to make some iterations around it and you really need to go inside and read it. But it will certainly give you a hang of kind of journals that you should be really aiming at to read or maybe to submit. So let me show it to you. Here, what you can do is you can put in your manuscript title or abstract or keywords. And let's say I can do that if, let's say I have this title ready, which I've kept for you. Maybe I'm putting in, this is one of the titles, investigating the toxical impact of nanomaterials on human health. Neeraj, we're seeing the journal finder, right?
Yes, Alpana, I can see the
Okay.
journal finder.
So I put in my title here. So again, and one thing I would also say, if you even put your let's say your abstract is ready, and you even want to put your whole abstract, do not really think that your abstract will be stolen away or will actually store it somewhere. We will not. This will only give you information. We do not really store this information anywhere at the backend. So you should be rest assured if you are putting in some title here or maybe abstract. But I'm just putting in a title here, which is maybe investigating the toxicological impact of nanomaterials on human health. So this is a title. And I have some keywords here which are related to my topic. And you can put in your keywords, nanomaterials, toxicology, human health. So keywords play an important role in today's world, honestly. Even if you are submitting your article to a journal, they will ask for keywords. If you are searching for literature review, you will have to put in very, very smart keywords. So it's high time that you learn how to generate nice keywords. The legacy and the simple keyword do not work these days. So we have this title here, and then we have these keywords, and I click on find journals. Now, what it will give to me is a list of journals with impact factor, and download information should also be there. I'm not sure why it's not coming. Ideally, it should be. So there are Journal of Particle Research, Nanotechnology, MRS, Bulletin, Nature Biotechnology. So it has given me relevant journals. Now, of course, there's a list of, I'm not sure, 20 or how many journals. What you can do with this list is you can download the results. So if you download this, it will come as an Excel file with you with the direct URLs of these journals, and then you can save it with you and then start seeing, okay, does this match with my input scope or not? If you like some journals, you can start following these journals on the RSS feed, or maybe you can follow these journals by signing up for alerts for these journals, and then you build up your research, you build up your literature review by reading these. So this is one important step that our organization backend team has taken. Earlier we used to have Journal Suggester, but it was discontinued, and now we have launched this particular tool, which is the Journal Finder. So I request all of you to make the most use of it. It will suggest journals from whatever journals are hosted on our site, link.springer.com. So you all can use it. If you face any problems, you do not hesitate to write to us. Okay, so this is the Journal Finder. Next is Publish with Us. So this is more for people who want to publish. So I'll really not go into details. If you click on it, it will give you information about article, book, and conference proceedings. So it is for your further reading, not under the scope of this training. So I go back. And then track your research. If anybody has submitted your article manuscript with us, so they can track where the research is through this. And when I click on here, it will ask for the user ID, which the researcher must have created when they have submitted the manuscript to Snap or to Editorial Manager. So it will come like this. Okay. And then we have the search here, and we have two searches here. Now, you might be wondering, what is the role of two searches? And also one more thing, apologies in advance for me looking so much on the right, because my monitor is on the right where I'm showing you the platform. So you see here, this is the main search where we will put in the keywords. And then this is an integrated header they've given here, where you can also put in author's name and then search via authors. Although now they've also given advanced search. And when I say they, I mean my platform teams. And now they've given advanced search as well. So in the advanced search, you can use authors if you want to just see papers related to one author. And you can even have multiple authors separated by commas. That is doable. So, and this is for the keywords. This is for, if I click here, it says keyword or author. So that's the difference. So here we will put a keyword and then we will follow up how to narrow, but let me very quickly go down. So publish with us, track your research, I've shown you. Discover open access gives you all the information about open access that you need to know. Featured articles and journals, browsing by subject, it will come down. So I'll show you in a while. So this is call for paper. Now, this is something I was referring to all of you, is that our teams have given it on the homepage and also when you will refine your searches. So it will give you journals which are calling for papers, which have launched a special collections. So in the legacy language, it is called as special issues, but we do not call it special issue in Springer Nature. We call them collections. Now, what are collections? Let's say a journal doesn't deviate from the aims and scope, but let's say a topic is important and should be covered by the journal. So they will not cover as part of their core journal content, but they will launch a special collection for it. And that is a little faster publications as compared to the legacy journals. So these are call for papers. If you feel, okay, one of these collections are important, maybe I have a paper ready, I can put up in this. So you can search for, you click here, it will show you, okay, which is the participating journal, how I can submit, who are the editors. So it will show you all the information related to that. And so this is call for papers. Trending research is the research which you would want to read. Maybe you go inside and download the article and read it. Trending means which are high on alt metric. Alt metric is actually a way wherein you get to know, it's a metric actually, we call it as a complementary metric, where you get to know how your research is behaving on the social media, news, blogs, policy documents. So the legacy metrics were impact factor, downloads, citations, etc. Impact factor for journals, not for articles. For articles, downloads, citations, etc. But these complementary, and the new metric is the alt metric, which says, okay, these many times my research is being talked about on X, or maybe on Facebook, or maybe on the policy document, or in news, in mentally, in the citation managers, etc. So basis that a score is calculated, and that's how these are shown on the home page. Going down, these are the featured journals by editors. And this is interesting. Let's say if you want to browse the platform by subject, so your subject is, let's say, material science. You can click on material science and see all the content related to material science on this. And this is called browsing by subject. But when we go inside, you will see also that. And then there are featured books, again featured by our editors, high performing books lying in here. You can directly go and start reading them. So this is just the homepage. Again, interesting, and it keeps you intuitive as well, keeps you entertained for what all you want to read. But let me go back to what you all do. Actually, I should say what we all do. So I also try to just Google, anything. So same where, let's just put a keyword search, and I will like to show you how you can narrow your search, and then we will do the advanced search, we'll do the Boolean operators, etc. So let's say I will take a very, very basic, because when I was seeing the registration form yesterday, many of you have written nanotechnology is your area of work which you're working. So maybe very basic search I've taken, the keyword is nanotechnology. I click on the search. Now, there are so many results on nanotechnology on this platform. Now, we have to refine it further. So let's say I'm also interested not only in nanotechnology, but maybe also in how the nanoparticles are formed. So I put in here synthesis. Now this will give me articles or publications related to synthesis of nanoparticles and nanotechnology. So you see here, you are getting some search result, but now the number is too much. And this is not really, you will get a chapter, you'll get an article, you'll get a news piece, you'll get a conference paper. So let's start refining our search. Now, the good part about this platform is whatever you will choose on the left-hand side, the filters that you will use, it will start making a breadcrumb trail. You know what is a breadcrumb trail? It's actually was used initially in a fairy tale. So it's like the children actually drop their breadcrumbs so that they remember the path. So it's exactly the same. So whatever you choose here, it will just gets populated or displayed on the top, so that you know, okay, where I am in this journey and how to go back to the main website. So it will start forming that. I'll show you in a while how it does that. So in the content type, you have article, then you have research article, review article, news articles. Now you see, if you calculate the numbers, so this research article, review, news article, there are subsets of the main article. So what we've given to you is also articles wherein you do not mind, okay, it could be a research, review, or a news. I do not mind it. I just focusing on articles. But let's say if you are only interested in particularly review articles, you can even choose to click this and not this, right? So you will get only review articles. And if you want original research, you can click on this. So I'm just clicking on articles here for this training purpose. So I've clicked on articles in the content type. I go on date published. Maybe I click 2022 to 2025, let's say, whatever is, and you have some pre-populated dates also, which you can, choose, and you can also customize. Then language is English. Subjects, now here is where your smart work will come. Okay, but what are the subjects I should be putting in? So nanomaterials could be particles, synthesis could be one, nano composites, I'm not sure. So I'm not a subject matter expert. Honestly, my area was management. So this is something that you can put in. Then after the subject, we also give you disciplines, which are like broader. And then under that disciplines, we also give you subdisciplines. So this is how you can narrow down your search. So you see, maybe in the disciplines, I click on material science and chemistry, let's say. And in the subdisciplines, I'm clicking on, again, maybe characterization of materials and nanotechnology and material science. So this, you have to decide. You are a smart researcher of today, you know, okay, what all I should be doing it. So I get the results. So when I click everything, I click on update results. You see, this is the breadcrumb trail I was talking about. So you know, okay, from where I've come here. And if you keep crossing one of these, it will take you back one step. So here is your articles. Now, what we have done is we have narrowed down our search from so many publications to a limited number, which you can still start reading. And you can start seeing, okay, which could be anything that clicks you, you can click and start reading. Now, I will click on any article which is coming up because I want to show you, let's say I'm clicking on this one, emerging application of nanotechnology for mankind. Because this is for the purpose of training, I want to show you how an article looks like. But you have to decide, okay, which is the article which looks good. And how will you decide it? You can read a little bit of abstract also for these articles and then feel, okay, then you can Always save it, because now the PDF is open for you all. All of you can save this, download it. So this is the article page. Now, since I've come here, first thing I'll show you is how to download it, because every time we cannot be on our internet, right? Sometimes we just download stuff and we keep it with our local machines. And when we have good time, we try to read it. So I will suggest the same thing to you all. Maybe now, since you all are connected with me online, why don't you all just download this and see if you are able to download or not? If you're facing any challenge in downloading, please write on the chat here, and we will try to rectify it. But you should be able to download it like this. I've clicked download, and you see in no time my article should get downloaded. Let me just show it to you also. See here. So this is a 14-page article on emerging application of nanotechnology for mankind, and you can all download it and save it in your local machine. And I would appreciate if you all do that and give me a thumbs up that you are able to do it or not. All right. So whenever I move down, you see this download PDF will not leave you. It will also, thank you so much. Thank you for all these reactions. You are able to do it. It is good. If you are not, please write to us. So whenever we scroll down the article page, you see this download PDF tab will always be on the top right. So it will not leave you. So, once a researcher, sometimes we get lost, start reading, and then we see, okay, where is the download? It's a very simple and a very minute step, but still I'm glad that our teams took care of it. And they know that, okay, researchers should not really spend even half a second wasting time to locate this download PDF tab here, or the button, whatever you want to call it. So it's there on the top right. And it will always be there. But if you want to read it, let me show you certain features of this article page, how it looks like. So for example, this is the title of the article. Okay, now this is here emergent materials, and here the home page. This is the journal cover where this article is published. So I'll go to the journal page in a while, but let me show you this article. It was published on 31st January 2023, the volume 6 pages, and citing this article. If you click on cite this article, it will take you at the bottom where you can download the citation and embed it in any citation manager that you're using, Zotero, EndNote, whatever, and then you can use that if you want to cite this. Download PDF, I've already shown it to you. These are all the editors of this article. And you can even connect with them. You see, there, if anybody has an ORCID profile or on PubMed, on Scholar, so you can do that as well. These are the numbers associated with this article. So this has been accessed 4,000 times, has 13 citations, and if you want to see all metrics, you'll be taken to a all metrics site here. So this is what I was talking about: accesses, citations, etc. And when I go to the right, so this is the metrics part, etc. Now, beautiful part is, so I suggest what you do, they're having delivered some kind trainings. Now I have this experience that what users do, they generally download the PDF because they feel it's important. Maybe tomorrow, let's say they do this exact search and they may not land up to this article. So they keep it with them. But if you have a good speed, you can also read it here, because what we've done is, we have tried to make it easy, and we have broken it down for you into sections. See, you'll agree with me, as a researcher, you don't sometimes have to read the entire article. So as I say sometimes is, we do not read the entire article to read the article. What I mean here is, we try to read some sections and try to make sense out of it. So that is what exactly our teams have done. They have bifurcated section down, they sliced, actually, I should say, into various sections. And you can choose, okay, let's say I'm interested in the method, or maybe I'm interested in the conclusion. What is the future perspective? Does this article give me something where I can build my research on? So you just directly come to this particular section. And then on the left-hand side, you will see that particular section. Then all the figures which are in this article are consolidated at one place here. If any figure intrigues you, you can always click on view in article, and it will come at the left-hand side, and then you can start reading the context of it. If you want to see a full-size image, so you can also see a full-size image like this. And click on back to the article page. There are many things on the article page. Honestly, it takes a lot of time to show an article. For example, okay, so after figures, there is this references. This is all the literature that the authors have used. They have studied this literature to build their research, to write also. So that's why they have cited them here. research references can be really a very important aspect of your onward journey if you want. So you can, even if you now, since you have access, so you should be able to download as well. So you can, if some articles feels good for you, you can start, click on that article and try to read them as well. Now, if I go on the section side and I just click about this article, here on the left-hand side, some important information. This is how you download the citation. If you have a citation manager, it will get embedded automatically. Then this is the DOI, the unique, it is called as a digital object identifier of that article. This is like your Aadhaar card. So this is Aadhaar card for that article. Like for a researcher, ORCID ID is the Aadhaar card. So for an article, DOI is the one. Then share this article if you, as an author, if you want to. So since ONOS, everything is open to everybody. So nobody will really ask, for your articles. People have access now. In India, everybody has access, the government institutions. But as an author, I would still recommend you that if you want to share your study, if you want to share your research outside, please do not share the PDFs. Try to share the shareable link so that person can click on the link and then download, because that's how this number increase. The number of clicks you get, this number increase, and your resume increases, and you get the visibility. And then you get the visibility, of course, but you also get to know about the visibility. So please share the shareable link. And how do you go onto the shareable link? Very simple. This is an initiative taken by Springer Nature, and now all the publishers are following it. You click on Get Shareable Link, and you copy it and share it on your mails, on WhatsApp, Insta, Facebook, LinkedIn, X, anywhere you want to do it. Share this link rather sharing your PDFs of your researches. Then the last, this is also an important rights and permissions. I would say if you're an author, this is more on the author part. We always suggest them to take permissions if you are trying to copy something from the article. Just citing will not work. If you want to copy some image or copy some context from that article, please take permission. And it is very easy to take a permission. So people struggle to find the right, it is on the platform to find the right way to ask for permission. Just click on here and so I'll just show you very, very quickly. It asks for a couple of answers as to why do you want to do it, what all would you do, and then you click on submit, and then you get the permission on your inbox. So you see here, it's just coming up. So I would like to what you would want to do, and then a couple of more questions it will ask, and the permission will be granted to you. So it's not really difficult. Anyways, this is not the scope of the training, but this is more for authors who are wanting to copy some sections from the, and if you've taken the permission, then even if you get caught in the plagiarism, you can always show that you have permission to copy. All right, so this is the article page. I think we can take in the questions if you want to know anything more in the article page, but let's just go to the journal page here. And this is the journal. So here you can get to know the aims and scope, all the articles. If you want to sign up for alerts, that also you can do in here, in the journal homepage. And you can also see where all this journal is indexed in. So this is the information that we all keep on looking at, indexing and extracting information. So you see this is in ProQuest, Scholar, Semantic, ESI, EI Compendix, all these databases, this journal is indexed in. And this page particularly gives information about the EICs, editors, impact factor, aims and scope, how much time does it take, funding information, whether this is covered under NETA, if it is a hybrid publication. So you can also explore the open access funding. So let's say you want to publish in it and you want to see, okay, whether it's covered in any agreement. So all of this can be done through the journal homepage. So this is all about the keyword searching, and then showing you how to narrow down your search, showing you an article page, showing you a journal page. So let me go back on the keyword search again. And again, I said, very important for you to start learning how to generate keywords. For example, let's say how do you do that? A tip and trick from my side would be, for example, very broad topic, you have the impact of artificial intelligence in education. So you break your topic into keywords. For example, artificial intelligence, education, impact. Now, don't write this exact phrase, the impact of artificial education. You might not get results, but break it down into keywords. Then you try to get synonyms of your keywords. Like artificial intelligence could be AI, could be intelligent systems. Education could be pedagogy, learning, teaching, etc. Impact could be like outcomes, influence, effects, result. So, and then make combinations of these keywords. And that's how you will get the exact searches on the platforms. This is something you should be learning, how to generate smart keywords. Now let's just see. And one more thing is phrase matching, which is also important in the platform learning. What I mean by phrase matching is, you all know it, you do it all the time. Let's say water pollution. And if I just click on water and I just search it, it will give me results from water and from pollution. But better is to do a phrase match. We all do it all the time. So I'm just reminding you of that. So this is water pollution. Now it will only take it as one term, and it will throw you results on water pollution, not separately on water, on pollution, and on water pollution. So this is one thing. And anytime you want to go back on the home page, you need to click in here, Springer Nature link. All right, so now let's come on to the Boolean operators. Now this platform, our Springer Nature link, supports 3 Boolean operators. One is and, or, and not. Now and is the default. So whatever you're writing, let's say there's a space, so that is and. So it will give you the default answers. In a way, I should say that it searches for all the keywords, whatever you will put in. So let's take an example. Let's say, let's say your topic is climate change and its effect on agriculture. Now, I will not suggest you to write this entire phrase on the link.springer.com, like climate change and its effect on agriculture. No, what you need to do is you need to break it down into keywords. So let's do this, and let me show you how, sorry. So let's say I have climate change. Okay, and then I have and then I will take agriculture. I hope the spellings are correct. And then I have and I will, and its effect on agriculture, maybe I just do crop yield. And then I click on enter. So this is how you develop your keywords. This is how you use and operator. So it will search for all these terms. And these are the articles which are coming. Now, I will not show you how to refine them because I've already shown you how to use those filters, but this is more to show you how to use these operators. And maybe, you want just also in India, so you can also do effect of climate change on Indian agriculture. So you put in India. And then whatever results you're getting is from India related to Indian agriculture or effects on climate change in India. And you can start reading it. So this is one way to use the and operator. So the next is or. So the or operator is, again, these are case sensitive. You always have to use the capitals for it. Otherwise, the system will check them as any other word. They will not pick them as operator. So or operator means that it allows system to return the results even when they contain only one word or the other word. So that is or. So even if that, for example, social media, you write social media or Facebook or Instagram. So it will give you results from social media, from, it doesn't necessary that all three have to be together. Even if the article has only social media written, it will throw that result. So I'll give you an example. Let's say your topic is effect of social media's influence on mental health. So what do you have to do? Again, you don't have to write this entire phrase on the link.springer.com. We will break it down into keywords. So for example, social media, then you have or Facebook so that it doesn't leave Facebook behind. Then you have or Instagram. And then you have and mental health because you necessarily want mental health to be added. Okay. So this is how you will be using your or operator. So it will give you really niche focused results which you want. So it will have mental health for sure because we have put an and operator there, but out of these, it will take any or all. So this is our or operator. And I'm again not refining the results again for you because this I've shown you in the first instant. The third operator is a not operator. So not operator is the operator which will not show results for the word which follows the not. For example, let's say you want results on nanoparticles, but you do not want nanowires to be included because that's become old. So what you need to do is nanoparticles, not nanowires. Simple. So it will give you results only for nanoparticles, but not from nanowires. So these are our operators, Boolean operators. I will strongly recommend you all, whenever you are doing your searches, please use Boolean operators because it will help you in focused research results. Do not put is, are, am on the platforms. Try putting in the Boolean operators or spaces. Put in keywords there. So this is the Boolean operator. Next thing which I want to show you is the advanced search, and I would like you all to make the most use of advanced search also, because it is a feature. Again, it was in the old system, but it didn't work as much the way it works now on the new revamp platform, and it will be nice if you all can make the most use of this new feature available. So now, what is advanced search? So you have some keywords with you. So when I say keywords, if you put your keywords on the advanced search, it will search in that document for the title. It will search in the abstract, those keywords, the body text, all of it, but not in the supplementary files, like any data that you had shared separately, the author had shared, not in that, but anything on the body text, content, title, abstract, it will search those keywords. Then title. So whatever keywords you put into the title, they must have to be in the title of the search result. And then authors would be authors. You can put in commas there and try to have the spelling correct for the author. And then if you want to select some journals, and then the date published. So these are the advanced search features. So let's just do one example here. Let's say it's mentioned here, DNA replication, not sequencing. So this is already there, so I will not take this one. Let me take another one. Let's say cognitive behavior, and I say and mental health. So these are my keywords. And then in the title, I supposedly really want emotional intelligence to be there. So I'm giving it a command that my title should have this. And then author editor, I'm not choosing. Let's say I'm choosing the date for last 2 years, and I click on search. I want to show you how this advanced search works. Now you see whatever search result, there are 77 results. Why there are less? Because we have really focused our result. It is only searching for cognitive behavior and mental health with the titles having emotional intelligence in the title of that article or of that publication result. Now you see in all the articles that have come, emotional intelligence would certainly be there in the title. You see here, emotional intelligence, emotional intelligence, emotional intelligence, emotional intelligence. So it will be there in the search results. So that's how the advanced search functions. Again, I would reiterate, please do use this functionality. It is an amazing feature on the platform. It will certainly help you focus and make your results very, very niche for your work. Now, this is as much as we could do on the link.springer.com. There is an amazing content, which is books also, which I would like to show you. But in the interest of time, let me quickly show you nature.com first. So see, if you are searching for articles, the Nature articles would also come on Springer Link. So we are one company, the articles are syndicated to link.springer.com as well, but nature.com site is still functional, and all the Nature full-fledged journals can be seen on this side. So here, I would say that you can do all your searches also here. But what is something which is critical here is because Nature has a handful of journals, like say 100 odd journals. So you click on view all journals, and you have access to all of it, everything. So you can start reading your, I'll just show you the Nature branded journals, Nature Cancer, Catalysis, Nature Chemistry, all these Nature journals are in here, Nature Energy, Genetics. And on the homepage of, again, there's a breadcrumb trail which gets formed like this. On the homepage, the whole first page that you see, that's the latest issue of Nature just opened up for you. So this is the latest issue of whatever news is published in this issue, any late trending research on Nature that is published, latest reviews analysis. So this is the latest copy of Nature, which is on the homepage. Latest research article, this is all Nature. These are the collections, trending research, and Nature really keeps you intrigued. If you start reading on Nature, you just don't want to come out of the website. There's so much. And I would say, there are wonderful articles which you can download and keep it with you in your local machines for whenever you have the time to read it. As a researcher, and I keep giving this, message, and you can call me a counselor as well, but not that. It's very important today in today's world to read. And now with ONOS, you have so much at the back of your hand on your fingertips. Please do make the most use of it. Just try to download stuff, read it, build your knowledge. And see, we understand when you read so much, when we read 100%, we only grab 10%, but then you have to read 1000% to grab 100%. You understand what I'm trying to say? So you have to read and read. That's the mantra of today's world that we live in, especially for the research community. And let me show you. So you can also do searches here. I have an interesting word for Nature. Let's say I just take cytogenetics. I will not really go into details of refining it, because it's again very simple, similar to how we did on Springer Link. You can choose from all journals, cytogenetics, or you can choose article types, research, review, corresponding. There are some books also from Nature that also you can choose, or maybe let's say I'm choosing research, reviews, and I click on apply filters. Then I can choose subject collections, which subject I want to, or you can keep it from all. Then you have date filter, and then how you just search it. And then you start getting your searches. You can also have a relevance and the date from new to old. And then the latest research comes on the top. So like this, for example, this is, and if I click one article for you, the experience is exactly the same as we saw on link.springer.com. So that is the reason I'm not really going into the details of how you can, but if you want to click on download, why don't you all go to nature.com and download an article and see if you're still able to download on nature.com as well, so that it is clear to you that you have the access on. So the download PDF tab will be here. And that is on the Nature. And there's another the feature which I would like to show is articles by subject. So that is an interesting feature of nature.com, is articles by subject, similar to something on link.springer. If I click on articles by subject, so you can choose a subject like this here. Let's say in biological sciences, you have all these. Then in business and commerce, you have all these. So what does it mean? If you click on a subject here, let's say maybe I click on climate sciences, let's say. So anything published on climate sciences on nature.com across the Nature portfolio will be shown here on this page. And then it will also show you the related subjects. So I think this is something also researchers can make use of it. Sometimes we don't even know, okay, this kind of subject exists. So try to do some iterations. For example, let's say I'm writing in here cancer, and then see what all comes in. See, cancer imaging, cancer genomics, cancer genetics. So there are so many coming out only from cancer. Similarly, you can try to write your own subject, whatever you want to write. So that is something you can do. So this is nature.com in a nutshell. As I said, the reading experience of an article, the downloading experience of an article is exactly the same on both the sites. It's just that Nature is a handful of journals. Springer has a lot more journals. So that is why the little bit difference on how they are placed on the system. Otherwise, we are one company. It's just the same. Even Nature articles are shown on Springer link. You can see them. But whenever you will click on the journal page, it will take you here on nature.com. So that is the difference between Nature and link.springer. So with that, I literally complete my demonstration of today, and let's take some questions. We are 3 minutes behind. We had kept 20 minutes for questions. So let's see what kind of questions we have. Okay, so Bishwa Bhushan is asking how to submit a review article for nature-related journal. If I'm working on nanofluids and I want to write a review article on my field, how can we know that the review is suitable for the higher reputation? Okay, see, to be honest, this is not the scope of this training. This is more on an editorial message. Mr. Dr. Dhal, I would suggest you, if you can write to us about this, we can surely get your answer. But my suggestion would be, that there are a lot of nature review journals that there are. Your question is, how can we know that the review is suitable for the high reputation? So honestly, the editors of those journals can guide you in this case. Whether you submit and you choose a journal for yourself and you submit, the editors can certainly guide you whether they would like it is a high reputation review or not. So that would be my suggestion. You can connect to us offline as well. Vartika Singh is right, asking, can research scholars too have direct access? So users do not have a direct access. The access to ONOS is through institution. So as part of the institution, you will get access, Vartika. It is similar to how you were using earlier, if you were. Otherwise, for a user, it doesn't change much. You will either have a username and ID and password, or you will have an IP-based access. So you go to your campus, if your university or your institution is part of ONOS, the work has to be done from the institution side to register themselves as a member, not from the research scholar side. Why can't I answer the pool questions? Okay, Neeraj is answering that question. Could we get the PPTs of this webinar? We will be, I showed you the tutorial guide is already on the ONOS website. We will share with you that guide so that you can make the most use of it. Replying or accessing through your institute. Okay, one of the question is saying, can this be bilingual? When if I understand correctly, you mean Hindi and English both. See, this was open to the entire nation, and we have people who do not understand Hindi. That is why we kept it in pure English. But your feedback is well taken. When we will be doing the regional events or when our sales colleagues will be visiting you all, we will definitely try to do these sessions in the language you understand. Having said that, the common language for science is English, and we all should try to be as comfortable in that language as we can be. But we understand your point. It's easier in our language when we understand. Okay, and can we download the books from ONOS? No, we cannot download books from ONOS. The scope of ONOS is limited to journals and articles. Next question is curious about how much is the ONOS subscription in India in amount? Which ministry from Government of India has funded it? That's a very curious question indeed. Maybe if you get the answer, you can let me know also, Subhash. But again, I do not know. I don't think I'm the right person to answer this question, Subhash. Thank you. Okay, I could not find Scientific American dated 10th March 2025. It should be available to you. Is it, if it is an access problem, I would write like, Neeraj, can you share our email IDs? Please, when we are sharing the email
Yes,
IDs,
Alpana.
please keep a note of them and write to us if you're not able to access. See, your first point should be your library if to check access. If you're not able to get an answer, you can always write to us. So Scientific American should be open to you because the access is open. Why some journals are paid journals? So Dr. Dhal, I don't understand. You are saying paid journals as, I mean, paid journals for reading or paid journals for publishing. If you can make that answer clear in the chat, then I'll be happy to answer your question. Is the National Center for Disease Control part of member of ONOS? Okay, so Neha, I would not know at the back of my hand exactly whether it's part of ONOS or not, but we can certainly check. Having said that, I showed you on the site, you can also check for yourself. You go to the state and type in the name, and if the name comes, then it is a part. But we will check it for you. You can send us a message in this regard. Okay, then we have all have access immediately or come with sometimes lag, not only Springer, but all. Sneha Kale is asking if everyone has immediate access. Sneha, all the 30 publishers have immediate access from 1st January 2025. I can talk about Springer Nature. From our side, the access is open totally, but as an ONOS initiative, the access should be immediately out. Okay, as far as I have navigated under ONL, journals are accessible, not ebooks. In case we wish to read a book, how it can be accessed? So Devadatta, it's a very good question. So yes, as part of ONOS, only journals can be accessed. The books are not part of it. If you want to access a book, you need to recommend it to your library so that the librarian can purchase it through us. That book. The books are, we sell books in single titles, in different models, in subject collections, totally. So please get in touch with the library and recommend that book. Can we generate research articles? Jeet is asking, I'm not sure I understand your question. And if, so please, could you be more clear as to what you mean by when you say, can you generate research articles? Nand Kumar Kamath is asking, also educate audience on very useful nature portfolio e-alerts, which are useful in, yes, thank you, Nand Kumar. Very important. So that's a very important message you have delivered here. So there are nature portfolio briefings that are available. Please sign up for those briefings. Neeraj is answering that question right now as we speak. So Neeraj, if you can also mention on the chat about a link on nature briefings. That's, it gives you a clipet and a snippet of all the important science that is published in Nature. That's a very, very important, which on your inbox you get whatever you want to read. So that's Nature alerts or Nature briefings, we call it. How many articles can be downloaded in a day from the same IP? Any restriction from publisher side? There should not be a restriction on the publisher side. I'm not sure. Vikash is not there anymore on the call now. But there is no restrictions from us, from Springer Nature on the downloads from IPs. So see, it works exactly the same it used to work earlier. We had given an IP-based access, and on the trust that you will not misuse the content, the access is given. So there, the articles can be downloaded. I mean, see, we also say about concurrent users, which means that in a class where a faculty is teaching in a class and they ask all the 60 students in the class to download from the same link. So, that is possible. Okay, I'm a librarian. I need to update my IP details. Please advise. Please send us an email. So you need to send the email to first InflibNet to update the IP address, or you can also keep us copied. This is a question from Perimal, so that we can also. But since if you need to update IP, it's not only one publisher, so better that you send it to InflibNet and it comes from there, so all the publishers can update it. Do I need to use login using your then only? So one is asking if I need to log in using Calcutta University email ID and only then I can download. So I will reiterate this. When you are within the campus, within the purview of the campus, you do not need to log in anywhere. It is an IP-based access. So you just need to be in your campus, in the vicinity of your campus, where the correct IP addresses are there. Then you don't need to log in anywhere, just start reading content and downloading content. If you're using it remotely, then your university librarian would have provided you with a username and ID. So you need to use that username and ID to log in for the remote access for off campus. But for in campus, you do not need to log in using any email ID. You just need to directly start reading on the platforms. Okay, so Dr. Kishore Shende from Barkatullah University, hello sir, asking, I find it difficult to discriminate among the open access journal and subscribed journal while searching journals and refining the search. How a searcher may identify open access and subscribed journals? A very valid question, sir, but honestly, that demarcation is not given on the publisher's website. Reason is that the open access journals are open to you for reading. So there is no point that we should really hide them from you, or it doesn't appear in your searches. So that is the reason open access journals are there while you're searching the journals. And the fully open access journals are only a handful. They're like 600, 700 or 800 journals out of the 3,000 journals we have. So that demarcation among open access subscribed is not there. But whenever you go to the homepage of a journal, so on the homepage, I can show you here, it will be very clearly, I'll just show you, written whether the journal is hybrid. Let's say if I click this one, what is the model of the journal? So this is an open access. So it will be written subscription, it will be written hybrid. So accordingly, the information will be written. So Sanchita Bhattacharya is saying, kindly show some example of social science subject like sociology, economics. Feedback well taken, Sanchita. Now the time is already going to be over, but the next training, which I will just announce in a while, we are having a similar training on 17th of April, where I will try to take more topics from the humanities and sociology aspect. Sivam Chakravarti is asking, unable to access Springer. I'm signed with the institutional email. So Simam, I request you to please check with your library. You should, from our side, the access is on. It may be the case that your university or your institution may not have started the access with ONOS. So please check there. Should we take permission if I want to use 1 or 2 images from the nature for art? Yes, sir. Dr. Dahal is asking if permission. Yes, if you want to use an image from an existing published article, you have to take a permission. Otherwise, it will come as a huge plagiarism percentage, and it might get rejected. So better to keep all all the work that you need to do. So if taking a permission is not difficult, as I showed it to you. Please do take permission. And even if after taking permission, sometimes the systems, will throw a plagiarism, but then you can always say that you have a permission to use this content. Okay, Pradanya is asking, trying to download one paper but not able to. Is there any starting step or login for it? So Pradanya, if you are under the IP address, if you are in the campus and you're trying to download, there is no a starting step or login step. But if you are trying to do it remotely at your home, then you need to have a remote access user ID and password, which your institute will have to give it to you. So my request to all the librarians joined here today is that please, for those of you who do not have the remote access enabled, InflibNet is giving it for free. They have a system called as InFed. There are no charges for it. Please write an email to InFed. Recently, many institutions have done it. I saw the emails because we were copied in that. Please send an email and then start your remote. They will generate an IDP, and that's how you can generate the user ID and password through Shibboleth and give it to your users. So Devamilya is asking, can we get the recording? Yes, you will be getting a recording after 2 days, I guess. That's how Zoom works. Central University of Jammu has 2 registration codes. This is from AN. Okay, that you need to take up with the with AISHE people. I cannot really comment on this. Why you have 2 codes? That's out of scope for me, honestly. Is there any difference between Springer Nature and Springer Open Journal? There are a lot of journals Springer Open, but not indexed in Web of Science. Are they related? So Springer Nature is our organization company name. We have many imprints, and Springer Open is one of our open access imprint. We publish fully open access journal. I think there are 230 plus Springer Open journals which are published under this imprint Springer Open. There would be some journals which are not indexed in Web of Science. Some would be very new because it takes time to get indexed in Web of Science. So yes. So they are related in a way that they are part of the master Springer Nature umbrella brand. But as I said, we have different imprints for our journals. And I do not see CSIR in the list. Any inputs on that? Okay, you mean to say the registration list? All right, that is a feedback well taken. We will try to put that up in the next training. So we will include a category of CSIR as well. Thank you. Prince Sharma, does every hybrid stated publishing model of the journal has the option of being unpaid? Does every hybrid stated publishing model of the journal has the option of being unpaid publication? Yes. Every hybrid model has 2 options. One is through open access, which is paid. The other is subscription, which is not paid, which is free. I mean, the author do not have to pay anything. So hybrid has both the options, and it is on the author to choose what you want. If you have funding, apply for open access. If you do not have funding, you choose from the choose in the legacy way, that is the subscription. Can we use wildcard entry in? Yes, Devil. That's a very good point, Devali. I'm sorry I missed it. Actually, in the platforms, and I'm not sure if you can see. Neeraj, still my platform is visible, huh?
Yes, Alpana.
Okay. So wildcard is that's a very valid point shown, mentioned by Dr. Banerjee here. So wildcard entry is, for example, sometimes we have this for example, education. So could be educating, could be educator, could be education. So what you can do is you can just do educat and then you can do an asterisk. So then the system understands, okay, that they have to throw all the variations of this particular word. So that's called the wildcard, and Springer Nature Link supports that too. Yes, thank you. Okay, how can I access valuable journals according to my research field? So Shailendra Dikshit, I'm not sure if you joined the first part of the session where I talked about the journal finder. I strongly request you and urge you to please go on to this finder journal and start writing your keywords, etc., your area, your abstract, or your research field topics, and you will get a list of journals. Try using this. This is for Springer journals, and this is being really used by our researchers, and we are getting very good feedback. Fees for publication of BMC journals between are these fees not so high for research scholar Indian content, kind of a concession for Indian scholars? So Vishal is saying about open access charges. So Vishal, this is not the scope of this training, but I will certainly answer your question. You're right. The fees for publication for BMC journals is between 2 to 3 lakhs. So this fees in the Indian context is really high. We understand that, and we have been giving this feedback to our management as well. So this fees is for across globe. This is not demarcated for India or for emerging markets or for the developed and developing nations. This is a common fees for all. Having said that, we have launched a number of initiatives in India for not the waiver, I should say, but the initiatives like discounts codes, like open access agreements. Now, as I speak, for BMC journals itself, we have a BMC open access agreement. Otherwise, for fully open access journals, which are like 600 plus, we have open access agreements which we sign up with the universities so that the author do not have to pay a single penny. The institute signs up an agreement with us, and they pay us the fees, and it's like a prepaid model. And the open access fees gets deducted from the master amount which we have received. So this model is working very well since last year. We have many agreements signed. Now this was and this was again after a feedback given by us that this is the open access charges are very high for Indian context. And then we have author discount codes also, which we keep on launching. Look out for emails from our global marketing teams. They send these codes. There is an India page on our website. Just type in India APC discounts. You will get a page where you can register your email ID and you will get a 50% direct discount codes on fully open access journals on APCs. So there are many, many initiatives being taken only for the India market. Mohit Kumar is saying some papers are not downloaded. Why? If you're talking about Springer Nature, Mohit, it should be downloaded because we have opened everything. But if you are just actually checking something beyond 1997, that might not be open to you because from 1997 till date, everything is open. The volumes from 1997. Precisely how many journals offer under ONOS under OA portfolio as of today? Nand Kumar Kamath is writing, or are all OA journal accessible at Goa University? So Dr. Nand Kumar, I'm not sure that your question pertains to publishing, open access journals, because if you're only asking about accessibility, then open access journals do not need any access. They are just open. All you need is an internet to access these journals. And in the portfolio, which we showed 13,000, that we are only talking about subscription hybrid journal. We are not taking open access journals into account. So Neetu is asking journals related to law, international trade. Neetu, there are a lot of journals on that topic. Since we have already surpassed, again, I would say go to the journal finder, type in your keyword search, you will get a lot of journals on this topic. Let's just take 2-3 more questions and then we can wind up the session. Okay, so the journal processing timeline does not match to the timeline mentioned on the website. Yes, that's so you have a paper. So I have a question which says that I have a paper which says review process of almost 40 days in a special collection, but the journal processing timeline do not match with the dates mentioned on the website. See, the dates mentioned on the website are the date when the first decision is taken. First decision could be that okay, we are taking your paper for peer review. So, but the peer review process is a process which is controlled by the research community. Springer Nature do not have so much of hold. We do have, but again, it depends on how fast the research community, the peer reviewers come back to us. So the timeline that you see on the website is from the day that you've submitted your manuscript till the day you get the first decision from our side, which could be accepted, which is very rare. Second could be rejected, that is a desk rejection. Third could be revision, or maybe after the elements checked up in the first, like when we check an application letter, like the simple clerical errors kind of thing. And the third could be going for peer review. So this is the timeline mentioned on the website. So one question is the functionality and or not, are these all applicable to all journals in ONOS? I can comment on Springer Nature. So it is applicable on all the 2,500 plus journals on Springer Nature, this functionality. How can we access ONOS while we are away from campus? As I mentioned, if you are a user, please ask your library to get remote access from InflibNet. Once they get it, the librarian can generate user ID and passwords for you. It is free service given by InflibNet. Is it true that the training topics are favored for publication? What about niche subject? Trending topics are favored for, so there's a question which says, is it true that the trending topics are favored for publication? What about niche subjects? See, trending topics, that's a very, subjective question and subjective and a debatable topic. So trending topics do need to come out. So that's why the journals call out for special collections. But having said that, we have our niche areas, niche topics journals, which are publishing their legacy work. So it is a balance, sir, I would say. Okay. I think the rest of the questions are more or less related to what I've already talked about. Okay, so there is trying to download one paper but not able to. Is there any steps? As I mentioned, there are no steps. Please see whether your institute is covered under ONOS or not. So there's a question whether Springer has any discounts or offers any APC. We Indians are ready to work hard and to pin ourselves down to come out with good quality, but the APC is too high, we cannot afford. Please address. This is from Dr. G.K. Srinivasan. So very valid point. I just addressed it. There are a lot of initiatives going on. Please write in India APC discounts on our website. You will get a discount code. And other than that, if you talk to your institute, you can very well come up with a open access agreement with us, wherein all your hard work will be registered with us, and you do not really need to pay anything as an author. The institute will take care of it, and at a very discounted prices. It's not that we are only asking institute also the total amount. We give at a very heavy discount these institutional agreements. So I think we can stop taking the questions now, and maybe I will just share my screen one more time. I'm just sharing my screen. Actually, I want to announce the next training. There are many of our colleagues who could not join because of the limitation of our platform to only accommodate a limited number of people. We did not expect such an overwhelming response. My apologies in advance for that. We had many number of registrations, but the system has its limitations. So the next training is on 17th of April. We will be sharing with all the people who have registered with us, who could not join and who have joined. We will again share the link to register for this training, and we will cover these topics. We will also try to come up with innovative topics, for example, something related to researchers, how to promote your work. We will try to build this training with espresso sessions. Please keep a lookout for our emails and do not really let them go in the spam folder. Also, maybe Neeraj, it will be nice if you can share the LinkedIn web page of our Springer Nature India site, which is there on the Springer Nature India LinkedIn on chat. So I would request you all to follow us on LinkedIn, because there we keep on posting about ONOS, on Springer Nature journals, on these trainings. We keep on posting a lot of material on LinkedIn page. If you do not have a LinkedIn account as yet, please do make it today. It is free. You have to, if you want to keep abreast, because it's a professional network, and many researchers, librarians, research offices are connected with us on LinkedIn. So please, if you don't have an account, make an account on LinkedIn. If you have, follow us on LinkedIn. And please keep a lookout on the other emails you will be getting. We will be conducting trainings throughout the year. This is just the online training calendar. We have our amazing salespeople who will be with you in your campuses, meeting you all, handling your queries one-on-one, also with related to content, access, publications, etc. So we will be connected with you all. Any problems, any challenge, please do share with us. And some last notes. You can share both of our IDs as well on the chat. So my colleague Neeraj is also, I'm based in Delhi, Neeraj is based in Pune. You can all send us your queries. We will send it to the respective salespeople. You already have your access, contact details of our sales team who are regionally based in your regions. And so we will be surely connected. And link to watch recording, as I mentioned, will be shared with you all. If you close the browser and somehow you do not get a link to share your feedback, do not panic. You will get the mail in which you will get your link to watch recording. You will get the link to submit your feedback as well in that mail. If you can fill it today, it's very good. If you cannot, please look out for that mail and give us your feedback. We will be also sending you a certificate of participation. Please note that the name you entered while you registered, the system will take the same name for your certificates. We will not change it at our side, and we cannot accommodate any queries if it comes later that my name is not correct. I'm sorry, and I apologize in advance that we will not be able to change it because it will be system driven. So please, I hope you all have entered the correct name while registering for this session. And as I mentioned earlier, please do share us your feedback. And thank you so much. This was a very engaging session with so many questions. I understand some questions might have been left, but do write to us. You have our email IDs. Do write to us. We'll be happy to share your answer, answer your questions, resolve your queries. But if you do not have access as a librarian, I'm saying please go to ONOS, especially for a college. You have to, because you do not have static IPs, you need to fill a form and send to InflipNet Center so that you start the access. Please do that, and thank you so much. And thank you for all the reactions and for all the amazing engagement that you've done in this webinar. So, all right. So until we meet next on the 17th of April, we will come up with more kind of content, with more kind of search ideas. Until that time, you would also have got a hang of how the platform looks like. So keep searching, keep reading, And thank you so much.